It is Thursday, April 14th. I'm Josh Engleman, and I'm here to break down all 4 games on this Thursday slate. And honestly, I couldn't be happier. This 4-gamer feels like a really nice, chill, relaxing slate. Very easy to work our way through. We're going to have plenty of time for questions at the end, or like during it. If we're being perfectly honest, it's not going to be all that bad. How about now? I don't have anything on my end, so that's weird. Good? Bad? Good? Bad? Y'all tell me. Well, let's figure this out. How about now? Any better? Because I don't really have a weird setting right now. Where we stand, people. Still. Okay. I'm assuming I'm good now, but you let me know. This should be where we want to be. I hope we're good now. I don't want to deal with this any further. I can't wait to see the first person be like, now we're good. There we go. I don't actually know what the issue was there for my audio. I do know what the issue normally is. Apologies for that start. Let's do this again. Welcome to the process. It is Thursday, April 15th. I think I said the wrong date anyway at the beginning, so it makes it good to fix it. 4-game slate should be nice. I truly have no idea what the issue was there. So I do use another like external program to change some of my audio levels, and every once in a while, it just like deselects my microphone, and for some reason, it makes it all choppy. That's what you guys end up hearing. But it wasn't deselected here. So I'm going to have to look into that to figure out what it is. Hoping we're at least a little bit better now. That's all that matters. We'll cross our fingers and hope that things are looking good. Let me see if I see anything else that looks kind of weird. Stream output, no. All that stuff looks fine. Yeah, I'm just going to have to say that this is good to go. So, alrighty. Well, I apologize for the early morning snafus. I guess I wasn't ready for this 4-gamer. Hope everybody had a successful Wednesday. We've got just quick 8 teams to get through. If you guys have questions today, I'm happy to take them mostly at the end. But, if they get sprinkled in while we're going through this, it's probably not going to be the worst thing in the world. Appreciate seeing, 40 plus people here already at 6:30. I appreciate the likes. I appreciate everything you guys do for me. But I will ask right now, can you please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. That helps us out tremendously. The likes, they're for me. That's my ego talking. I like to see the like number climb. The subscriptions, that's for the website. If we can get both of those at the same time, it's perfect. Izzy, congrats on taking down the EPE shot. That's awesome. Julien from the south of France. Happy to have you here. I see all the coffee cups from earlier. Patrick, cheers. Let's get the cheers out of the way. Let's get this slate out of the way. And then we can truly dive into everything. So, cheers to everybody. Rise and grind. Good morning. Let's have a good one. 4-gamer. And I do want to say right now, before I actually take this sip, I am not playing today's slate. I am prepping it here. I'll be on the strategy show with Coffin. We'll do our DVD pool, all that good stuff. I will not be playing tonight's slate. My wife has a work dinner that I am going to, so I will not be around to play the slate. So when we're done the strategy show, I'm done and dusted for the day. Just wanted to let you guys know. But cheers, everybody. Grab your coffees, waters, since I don't want to. The hydration is important to start your day. If you're a morning ciggy guy, break that habit. Switch to coffee. It's a different drug. Good luck today, guys. That'll do it. All right, let's dive into this now. And before I forget, shout out to Monkey Knife Fight for being the presenting sponsor of the process. Use the promo code Awesemo. Get yourself 100% instant deposit match bonus up to $50 using that promo code Awesemo. Can't beat it. Oh, Bubba, I appreciate that. So, if you're saying that, then I assume you know a little bit more. I actually run Elgato, the wave through Voicemeter, and Voicemeter tends to be the program that is closing it. But I did reboot my computer before we started this, so something in that got me off there, but I don't know. We'll have to figure it out. No big deal. Let's dive in now. Ooh, it is not Wednesday. Let's fix that process text. I'm slacking today. Bang. All right, now we're good. I did flip the stream at least, so that's good. All right, let's start with the Atlanta Hawks. Let's work our way through this bad boy. Q tag on Trae Young, Q tag on Gallo. This feels like we just did this. Cheers with a quick morning Rainbow Reserve hybrid bong rip. Good luck with that, Willie. That's a hell of a way to start the day. Still no Hunter, Collins, Reddish, Snell, Chris Dunn. So we're going to go straight back to what we normally know for the Atlanta Hawks. That would be, and the Hawks, by the way, hosting the Milwaukee Bucks. So we're going to give Trae Young those 35 minutes. We're going to, what do we know about Gallo? He's doubtful prior to Wentz, questionable. Yeah, okay, that's fine. All right. We'll give Clint Capella this typical 34 minutes that he appears to be playing. Okongwu right behind him. We get Lou Will as the nominal backup. And then probably another 9 minutes. We'll give Gallo 26. We'll give Solomon Hill 22 at the 4. We're going to give Bogdanovich 35 minutes. We're going to give Kevin Herter 33 minutes. Oh, it's not bad, Willie K. It's not bad. I don't have too much else to fill out here. 2 final guys. Tony Snell now, just not a part of the rotation. That's the injury, though, right? Yeah, 1 more game. And then I guess these got to go to Brandon Goodwin? Now, Goodwin's not going to play if Trae Young is back in. So we'll give those minutes to... I don't know who that 9th guy is going to be. Maybe it is Goodwin. Oh, that makes them really little. Yeah, let's say that's 15. And that would be 24. There we go. All right. I do need to grab these Hawks rates because I did change them when Trae Young was out. So let's move that forward. Morning, Jonathan. Morning, everybody popping in right now. It's always good to see everybody. Hunter, Reddish, Collins. That's it, right? Hunter, Reddish, Collins. I guess we should take Rondo off, but that's probably not the one that we really want to do. Let's take Bruno off. Chris, I appreciate that. Yeah, decent one out of Ben Simmons last night. Didn't matter, probably. At least not on FanDuel, because so many guards went nuts. But, yeah. It was nice to see. And it wasn't even like a particularly big outlier game. Yeah, guys, if you're looking to test out our MMA product, Nightbot just dropped the link into YouTube chat. You can get 50% off a month of Awesemo MMA. We got some pay-per-views and stuff coming up if you guys want to check it out. I love the product. I use our projections. I don't mess around with anything of my own for MMA. I just take exactly what Alex is giving me. So if you guys are interested in it, I recommend checking it out. All right, Trae Young has... Oh, my God. So with Hunter, Reddish, and Collins off the floor... Is this real? Is that right? Trae Young has a 40% usage rate in 350 minutes. I mean, I guess it's right, but like I don't remember seeing that in the past. That's wild, man. All right, I can't go all the way that high, but I am going to give him 38. Nah, we'll give him 37 and a half. Assist rate comes down a little bit, and then we're good. Lou Will has been at 23%. Kevin Herter is at 17%. We'll give him a little bit of a bump just because it makes more sense. Gallo at 23 seems completely reasonable. Clint Capella at 20 and a half. I'm going to leave him at his normal one. Bogdanovich, 22% usage rate in 450 minutes. Let's go 23 for Bogdanovich. Tooch, without question, my favorite show to do is this process show. But the strategy show with Laffy is a close second. I just, to break it down and like be on the screen and show everybody what I'm doing, that is how I originally started doing my DFS content. So it's always going to have like a bit of a special place for me. For the Hawks are 5.5 point underdogs at home. I don't mind those projections at all. Trae Young has been a very different player with these guys off the floor. And these guys are off the floor. Like, to me, we have to keep moving forward with that. So I like Trae Young, 9,100 on both sites. I like Clint Capella, less than Trae Young, but 9K and 8,900. Actually, so now that I took Tony Snell off, Trae Young's usage rate, oddly enough, drops quite a bit. So I am going to bring that back down to 35.5. Do I play any Premier League weekly DFS? I do not. Probably should, though. Yeah, so Trae Young and Clint Capella, top two options here. Trae Young on DK, looking a little bit better because of the 3-point bonus. But they're pretty close on FanDuel. I think Bogdanovich and Herter are also pretty close. By the way, someone, and I apologize for not remembering who it was, asked me about color coding the plus-minus column here. And just want to let you know, the color scheme would be exactly the same as it is next to it in the boom column. So if this is bright green, assume that this is also what amounts to bright green. How do I decide usage rate in minutes? Do I go by gut feeling? Seems like you don't go by exact data. So for minutes, it's 100% gut feeling. There is no exact data because when people come out of the rotation, you have to make adjustments and you have to think about rotations in terms of the way that they happen. So like if you know someone is going into the starting lineup, you know that they're going to get, generally speaking, a rotation at the beginning of the first quarter, a rotation at the end of the second quarter, a rotation at the end of the third, or at the beginning of the third quarter, and then you have to think about if they are a part of that fourth rotation, which would be the closing rotation. Sometimes you see multiple creators, they stagger rotations, so they'll have a shorter first rotation and a shorter second rotation, so that beginning of the first, end of the second quarter, and then they'll get one that splits that. So you would play that also the end of the first quarter and beginning of the second quarter so that you can be in there with the second unit. So minutes go that direction. Usage, I mostly am just staying with what my rolling rates are as people get ruled out. Like for Trae Young, for example, he's been at 35.5% usage over 183 minutes with those guys off the floor. But I don't want to just immediately stick that number in. That number has to get regressed to his normal rates. You can't just immediately grab that and think a 183-minute sample is this standard. That could, that's not a lot of playing time. So I always try to bring that a little bit back closer to neutral. All right, so that puts Atlanta down. Let's move to Boston. Boston on the road, taking on the LA Lakers. I'm not a Lakers fan. I just have the shirt. It was on sale at Homage. Yes, Cantor. Sample sizes matter. You know that. All right, Fournier's still out, so there's not going to be much we're changing here for the Celtics. And we know that the main guys are going to play bigger minutes. That's just sort of how this works. So I'm going to move Kemba to 34, Peyton Pritchard to 12. We're going to move Marcus Smart. Can stay at 34. I've got Tatum at 35. That I'm not okay with. That needs to be 36. Oh, I have Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown flip-flopped. So 431. There we go. Better. All right, so 36 minutes to Jaylen Brown. I need 36 minutes to Jason Tatum. Good. Perfect. All right, all these rates should be the same for Boston. Not much to change here. Good morning, Kyle. Good to see you. Thanks for the loonies, man. Thanks for the loonies. I mean, I'm a LeBron fan, Charlie. Does that count? All right, for Boston, Robert Williams is at the top of the heap here. 5,800 on FanDuel, 5,800 on DraftKings. That doesn't seem right. Are all these salaries the same? Oh, no, that Marcus Smart's is different. Wow, that is crazy. So for a second, I thought that I had this entered incorrectly, but I don't because Marcus Smart's different. Robert Williams is 5,800 on both sites. Kemba Walker is 6,800 on both sites. Jason Tatum is 9,400 on both sites. Jaylen Brown is 8,100 on both sites. Wild. Anyway, Robert Williams is the top of the heap here, at least on FanDuel at 5,800. Those blocks and steals make him always very interesting. I would say Kemba would be my second favorite option. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown look pretty close. Marcus Smart would be dead last and not all that interesting on FanDuel at 7K. A little bit more interesting on DraftKings at 6,100. 2 teams down, only 6 to go. This is nice. The Cleveland Cavaliers at home against the Golden State Warriors. Jesus, are the Warriors on 3 and 4 days or something? Good God. Q-tag on Sexton, Q-tag on Windler and Damian Dotson. I kind of just want to see who actually played for Cleveland. Wasn't Broderick Thomas. They gave Chetty more minutes. So Hartenstein played, Love played, Nance played 20 minutes. That looks good. All right, I'm going to start this one from scratch, sort of. Let's take those minutes out of there. I might not actually have to do that. Let's take those minutes out of there. I'm going to take those minutes out of there. I wouldn't have touched anybody else, so that allows me to give 34 minutes straight away to Colin Sexton. And then, the Cleveland Steamers. That's actually better. All right, so with Jared Allen out, he played 30 minutes yesterday, coming back off a concussion, so I'm going to assume that he plays 30 minutes again. Isaiah Hartenstein played 13. I don't think they would just go bigger just because. Who truly benefited from those minutes? 12 to Chetty. I guess Taurean Prince got additional run? It's weird. I'm going to give him 18. And then we're going to start moving everybody down a peg. So someone needs significantly less minutes. Who is that? This is not ideal. 22. So that's 2. Well, I'm not taking those. Why would Jared Allen play less? That doesn't make any sense. Also not the issue. All right, so I'm going to say Okoro drops a couple more minutes, and we're going to sit somewhere in that realm. Rates are all the same. I didn't make any changes previously. So for Cleveland, yeah, Love might not play the back-to-back. I guess that's a pretty good point. Have they had one? I mean, he played the last back-to-back and played more, so I'm going to assume that he's playing the back-to-back. There's not a lot to like here, even in the pace-up spot for Cleveland. Jared Allen, actually, on FanDuel would be my top option. I got him about a point ahead of Kevin Love relative to salary. And then I have Love about a point ahead of Garland and Sexton. On DK, Love is at the top of the heap at 6,200. Jared Allen is $600 more expensive on DK than he is on FanDuel. But even in a really nice pace-up spot, it's hard to prioritize anything from the Cleveland Cavs. On to their opponent, though, the Golden State Warriors. Steph going crazy these last 2 days. Still no Kelly Oubre, still no Eric Paschall. So, again, this one should look pretty comparable, all things considered. Don't really need to make many changes. Yeah, they're just sort of opening up everything. Look, these rotations look fine to me. You know, maybe I have to I'm going to take 2 minutes from Jordan Poole, just give one more each to Mulder and Mannion. Not that it matters. So, yeah, I think everything just holds. Let me look at, see if Steph's usage rate keeps climbing. So we're going to take off Oubre and Wiseman and Paschall. And I guess I'll continue to take off other guys that I know aren't going to be playing, like Marquise Chris. 36.9. So yeah, I'm gonna bump it up a little bit more for Steph just because he's been crazy. 1.66 FanDuel points per minute with these guys off the floor. That's wild. I mean, that record is going to fall over and over and over again in the near future just because of the amount of threes that are being taken more so in each game. The odds of it going up or the odds of it going away or gaining as more people take more threes in a given game. It'll eventually be not that interesting. It's mostly just interesting because it's Clay. All right, Golden State. So I think that going back to Kevon Looney at 3,500 is something that we kind of need to look at. He's 3,800 on DraftKings, which is way less interesting. And honestly, I'm not super interested in anybody from Golden State on FanDuel as a no-brainer play. I think Steph looks a lot better on DK because of the bonus or because of the extra half point. Like Steph is over 2 points clear of Wiggins on DraftKings relative to salary, but on FanDuel, Looney, Curry, and Draymond are all separated by 1/10 of a point. Wiggins and Bazemore aren't that far away either. They just look like 5 of the exact same plays depending on what salary structure you need. On DK, you get a little bit more delineation. This is 1 full point from Looney as my top option to Bazemore at the bottom option of guys that you're going to play. That's 1 full point relative to salary. It's 4.4 points between Curry and Looney on DraftKings. So it's a little bit different. Curry, just a standout option on DK today. But happy to play most of these guys against Cleveland. There we go. We're halfway done, guys. Up to the Lakers. 93 viewers, 58 likes. People are going to be sad, man. They're going to get here. Everything's going to be done. But keep hitting that like button. I appreciate it. All right, on to the Lakers. Schroeder probable, Drummond probable. So Markieff Morris questionable is the only thing we need to worry about. I guess I need to pull everything here since they did weird stuff that last game. It probably wouldn't hurt to reproject this. So Andre Drummond, we're going to put in at 26 minutes. That will give Montrezl Harrell 22. Schroeder right out of the gate is going to get 34. Backup point guard run straight to Caruso. We'll get him to 20. Let's see what else we've got. KCP, 30 minutes. We'll give Wes Matthews 12 here. And, 4 more. We'll give Markieff Morris 28. We'll give Kuzma 20 along with another 14 at small forward. We'll get THT to 22. 8 minutes to Ben McLemore. That should all be correct. Rates should all be entered. They are. Yeah, that seems fine. But you know what? Since we have some time, I do want to grab the Lakers rates. I think that's smarter. So, no LeBron, no Anthony Davis. And in this case, I'm going to take Marc Gasol off because I think that's telling. Drummond, so far with the Lakers, 112 minutes, 25% usage rate, which is interesting. I'm going to still keep him just around his normal rates at least. Schroeder with those guys off is at 26%. No changes necessary. Assist rate, though, is a bit higher than I was expecting. KCP, 14.6. But yeah, he's the same guy every time. A little bit higher on Kuz. Markieff Morris, he's at 17. No real other changes. No other changes. Montrezl Harrell, 25. We'll bump him up a little bit. Just try to be nice. Won't matter. THT, 24% usage. Bump him up a little bit. Let's see what we've got here for the Lakers. And again, Lakers are 6-point dogs at home against Boston. And we're at 7 o'clock. 97 viewers, 64 likes. I like it. I don't mind Schroeder, 6,600 on FanDuel, 6,300 on DraftKings. He's been a 1.05 point per minute guy with those guys off the floor. So I don't mind going to Schroeder. 6,800 on FanDuel, 6,900 on DraftKings for Drummond is perfectly reasonable. Perfectly reasonable there to me. A little bit of Kuzma, probably okay at 6,500. Nothing too crazy. Honestly, Sotex, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do with all three centers. My guess is that only 2 of the 3 play on each individual day. I just don't know what that's going to be. Alvin Caruso's sort of more important to a team when they have their stars out there. Like the things that he brings to the table, I think, are more important when LeBron and AD are out there. He's having a really nice defensive season, actually. All right, we can move it on from the Lakers. 3 to go. Milwaukee Bucks, and I'm guessing we're putting Giannis back onto the floor for the first time in a while. Chris, I have no idea if I ever use my optimal or not. Not something that I end up looking at in GPPs. I would be in and around it if I were playing a cash game. Has the exact lineup created ever been the winning lineup? I would guess no. I mean, the odds of that are basically 0. It's like winning Powerball. All right, Giannis Q tag, but I'm going to project him in. So let's get these guys projected. 28 and 20 for Lopez and Portis. 34 minutes for Giannis. Drew Holiday gets 33. Dante DiVincenzo gets 29. Chris Middleton gets 34. Could fill out the rest of this stuff with Jeff Teague, Pat Connaughton, Bryn Forbes, and who am I missing? We'll call it PJ Tucker, who is apparently back. Done. Easy. Scratch these rates now that Giannis would be back. Let's look at something like this. So with Giannis back, certainly like to get to Giannis, but he is a little pricey. 11-1 on FanDuel, 10-8 on DraftKings. I don't mind him, but there's a little bit of risk there if he is in. Not too much else to like from Milwaukee since these guys have had price increases with him off the floor. So they're a little bit more in play on FanDuel than they are on DraftKings. What is this reminder? Oh, my laundry. That makes sense. Brook Lopez looks okay on FanDuel, but that's about the best that I can say. It's more just Giannis and nothing else, which is kind of crazy. I mean, we're going to see, once we run the crunches, we'll get a little bit better of an idea. On to Phoenix. We might actually play Phoenix guys today because of this matchup. Dior, good morning. Those coffee cups out. So the Phoenix rotation should be pretty normal. I can't imagine we're making many changes there. That all looks pretty good. So we're going to move forward with Phoenix. The Suns are 10.5 point favorites at home against Sacramento. Yeah, so it's just like Bridges, Paul, Ayton, and Booker on FanDuel, all separated by 1.5 relative to salary. Nobody has a standout play, but you're going to get a lot of Phoenix just by default today. Art by Rojas, thanks for being here. Phoenix on DK, though, a little bit better. $6,700 DeAndre Ayton. He's $700 cheaper than he is on FanDuel. I actually like that price. $8,700 Devin Booker, I think, works on DraftKings, especially for the 3-point bonus. Paul and Bridges slightly behind. Jay Crowder a little bit more in play on DraftKings than he is on FanDuel. I just want to run the crunch at this point. Sacramento, final team. I'm going to guess that Holmes is listed as questionable, but we don't actually know. Oh, no, he is just properly out. Well, that's helpful then. That makes this a little bit easier. So I know Damian Jones started. I know Whiteside ended up picking up additional minutes and went on a little bit of a block party. Wow, they even went to Harkless or Barnes at the 5 too? Wild. Jim, happy to have you here, man. All right, so I'm going to assume that Metu gets less minutes. I'm going to give those 6 minutes back to Whiteside. That takes him to 16. Actually going to bring him down to 20 and 18. I think that's more realistic. Boob, yeah, absolutely. Mo Harkless only played 20 minutes last night, which is not surprising to me at all. I think De'Aaron Fox is just consistently at 37 now, so we're going to bump that up. Halliburton at 31, I think I just have to continue to go with. 33 for Hield, I think is fine. Is Barnes Yeah, I got to take Barnes up to 38. You know what? I'm going to take, let's do this. 36 and 2. Take Damian Jones down to 18. 16 for DeLon, right? Yeah, so the rest of these guys should be fine. All right. Everybody's rates and all should be fine. No real changes to go there. So for Sacramento, final team. Yeah, Dennis, if you want to start dropping in some questions, you can start doing that. I can start answering things as they come in. Fox is my preferred option, 9,700 on both sites. Whiteside, though, 3,400 on DK is a very nice value. No surprises there. He's 5K on FanDuel. I don't have any interest in getting to Whiteside at 5K, but you got to look at him as a $3,400 option. That's not bad. It's not bad. Halliburton for 5,400 on FanDuel, not bad either. All right, let's run some crunches. Let's find some optimals because we are done. 4 games up, 4 games down. And guys, I'm not going to lie. It's really nice to not be grinding through 10 games because I think we have another monster tomorrow, which I'm not really looking forward to, if I'm being perfectly honest. All right, let's grab the FanDuel projections. All right. FanDuel Optimal. Here we go. This one should be quick. What do we got going on? Jerry, I am not playing tonight. All right, here we go. Optimal on FanDuel by a full point, actually. Chris Paul, Dennis Schroeder, Andrew Wiggins, Tyrese Halliburton, Mikal Bridges, Kent Bazemore, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Harrison Barnes, and Robert Williams. That is a balanced lineup if I ever saw one. Giannis at 11, and then 8, 6, 6, 7, 1, 5, 4, 5, 2, 5, 5, 8, 5, 8. I like it. Raider Nation, the 30K earlier this year, NBA. I don't remember the lineup. I don't remember who put me over the top. I don't remember any bit of it. I don't sweat it. I just wake up to it. Not something I pay attention to. But yeah, 30K earlier this year. I've rarely played a ton of volume in like the large payout contests. Content has usually just been my priority. But this year, I've only had to be dedicated to doing NBA content. I wasn't also producing additional shows or also playing two sports at the same time or anything like that. So I focused a little bit more on NBA out of the gate. Can I describe the feeling of waking up to that win? Yeah, it was nice. It was really nice. It was fun. It was nice. It was a fun way to wake my wife up at 6 o'clock in the morning. But honestly, yeah, I truly couldn't tell you a single person that was in that lineup. I have no idea. No clue whatsoever. If I ever hit the 100K version of that one, I will remember that one. But this one, to me, it's just a silver medal. Kyle, not yesterday. We're talking about the past. All right, let's look at power rankings for FanDuel. Which is going to be kind of interesting. I didn't see anybody really slipping. Yeah, there we go. Tyrese Halliburton at the top. I'm not surprised there. Kent Bazemore, too. Art by Rojas. I'm more of a set individual player caps guy, so randomness isn't as important to me. Settings in Fantasy Cruncher are eye of the beholder things. There's no right or wrong answer. Yeah, Cheetah, she probably thought the house was on fire. Got any PGA plays? Nah, I didn't prep it this week. Just looked at it from a betting sense. Go check out my betting video with Ben Raza and I giving our 3 best bets for the week. But I didn't prep golf. I just didn't know what my time was going to be like this week. I had a lot of things going on. So wasn't going to be easy. Power rankings for FanDuel. Kent Bazemore, Tyrese Halliburton, Dennis Schroeder, Harrison Barnes, Giannis, Mikal Bridges, Draymond Green, Chris Paul, Kemba Walker, Trae Young, Andrew Wiggins, De'Aaron Fox, Jaylen Brown, and Kevin Huerter. Fun stuff. That's some gross lineups. Let's check out DK. DK optimal. 4-game slate, stacking 1 game. Not any. I would never stack intentionally. It'll just happen on its own. All right, optimal lineup on DK. Trae Young, Kevin Huerter, Kent Bazemore, Giannis, Hassan Whiteside, Dennis Schroeder, Jay Crowder, and Robert Williams. Yeah, that Whiteside $3,400 price tag is going to be really difficult to get away from. I need to look at his rotation from last night. I think that's important. Sacramento. Okay, so Damian Jones started. Metu got the first run. Then they went to no center briefly. Then Whiteside closed out most of the second. It was +1. Then took the third quarter run off of Damian Jones. And then got another run in the fourth quarter. None of it was foul related. Okay, good to know. Don't feel as bad then. Power rankings for DraftKings, and then we're going to get out of here after some questions. We can have some fun, hang out. This is going to be over a lot faster. So, you mentioned the standard deviation for Marcus Morris. What was the takeaway from that? He was showing up. I can't remember which direction it was going, but relatively low standard deviation player is going to show up more in this quick power rankings than in my model, where the standard deviation is actually factored in. All right, power rankings on DK. Schroeder. Looks like I'm high on Dennis Schroeder. Hassan Whiteside, Kevin Huerter, Kent Bazemore, Trae Young, Mikal Bridges, Jay Crowder, Juan Toscano Anderson, Kemba Walker, Kevin Love, DeAndre Ayton, Andrew Wiggins, Steph Curry, and Kevon Looney rounding it out. All right, John asks, Is it worth it to add Fantasy Cruncher if I only play cash on DK and I only build 1 to 2 NBA lineups? So I would start off by saying this. I don't like to tell people how to spend their money. So I don't know what your disposable income looks like. If it's a lot, then yeah, it'd be worth it at least checking it out. I mean, I would always recommend trying it to see. There's no harm in that. You don't have to have it forever. I think that it would be pivotal to me for cash game considerations. But if you're playing, and like I don't mean like if you're playing $5 a night, then no, it's not going to be worth it for you. You're not going to make that up playing cash games. If you're playing $1,000 a night in cash games, then yes, you should be using Fantasy Cruncher so that you know where your optimal lineup is. Do I think Giannis has a minutes restriction tonight? Probably not. You know, they'll say that he's like minutes are being monitored or something. I would expect him to play somewhere in that 30 to 34 range, depending on the closeness of the game. Gerald, I don't look at team stacks in the NBA. If I were playing the 2-game night slate outside of Whiteside, who would be my lock? Well, Brad, here's what we'll do. I assume you're asking me from a DraftKings perspective, so I'll just take those 2 games out, and I'll give you the 2-game night slate power rankings. How's that? Uh, 2-game night slate power rankings: Schroeder, Bridges, Booker, Whiteside. So Whiteside on the 2-gamer is a little less interesting because raw points are more important. That's why you see him falling down a little bit. But you can see it on the screen. What's a good rule of thumb for individual exposure caps? It's your toughest thing to conquer. You can go a couple different directions. You can go with public ownership. You can go with the optimal lineup percentage that you can get from our boom bust tool. You can just set everybody to, a flat 40 if you wanted to, depending on your randomness. You could just use a ton of randomness and not set anything. You can get to the same answer so many different ways that it's really hard for me to advocate for any one particular option. Because I know that what I do is not the same as what, say, Adam would do. It's not the same as what Alex would do. So I would try multiple methods and see the impact of what you're doing in FC. Glad you're here, Brad. Cheetah, I don't care at all about an individual defensive matchup for a guard. That is not a real thing. I also can't imagine that Marcus Smart is the same sort of guy in an individual defensive matchup on a random Thursday. Plus, it's the NBA. Nobody guards anybody, really. I don't mean that there's no defense. The exact opposite. There's just so much switching nowadays that people don't take individual defensive matchups. But I have not and would not look at any individual defensive matchup and make a change to anything. I don't look at them at all. I don't factor it into anything that I do. Do you think we see playoff LeBron when he returns? I mean, I just expect him to be, one of the 5 best players in the NBA for the rest of the regular season, and then be potentially the best player in the league for the playoffs. Yeah, Cheetah, that's probably not something I'm going to be banking on. Ah, Boob, you couldn't be more wrong. Couldn't be more wrong. That was loud. Light my candle. Got clean cotton. All right, guys. If you've got any other questions, get them in now. If you do not, I am going to get out of here and take that couple extra minutes in the morning and regain some sanity. Because if I can record contenders pretty quickly, I can kind of get like an hour of my life back this morning. 100. Okay, here's what we need to do though. 138 viewers. No, 140 viewers, 91 likes. To the people that are here that have not yet hit the like button, if we can get that number over 100 before we leave, I'll feel pretty good about myself. Kevin, everybody does shoot 3-pointers. 3 points are worth more than 2. That's why. Everybody should have been taking these threes years ago. People were just stubborn and dumb. It'll go away when they realize that that's the only way that they can win. Why not do things the most optimal way you can? I've already showed everybody I think is my best plays on both sites, Cheetah. Steph Curry was not either one of those things. Oh, man. Let's see where... I'm going to look at Tankathon quickly. See where we're set up. In the 2-game night slate, I keep finding myself over-projecting Ayton. You have him at 41. The hell do I have him at? I'm going to go out on a limb and tell you you're super wrong at 41, Brad. How many minutes? Between me and you, Alex or Rinpack, who's the man? They're both the man. But Alex is the answer to that question if we're talking about from a DFS perspective, and I'm quite confident that Rinpack would give you the same answer. Time for a 4-point line. Now, they can do a bunch of other stuff. The problem is actually that they need to slightly widen the court, and they'll never do that from seating. This is going to be thrilling to see. Minnesota, top 3 protected. Houston, top 4 protected. Whew. What do you mean, Theodore? Keeping up with what lineups? Best player prop tonight? I have no idea. I haven't looked at anything like that. I cannot wait for the NBA lottery. It's going to be amazing. Sim the lottery. The Cleveland Cavaliers win the lottery. Cade Cunningham, come on down. Gotta be hilarious. The Orlando Magic win the lottery. That would be big. Oklahoma City getting 2, and that would be good. I would like to see that. And the Rockets and the Wolves falling out of their spots. So the Wolves pick goes to the Warriors. They get Jalen Green. The Rockets pick goes to the Thunder. They go 2 and 5 and take Kuminga. It's gonna be amazing. Ooh, that's a good question. Who do I want to win the lottery? That's a good question. So, generally speaking, I want the rich to get richer. I would rather see the best possible teams as late in the playoffs as possible. So, if that's the case, then I would like to see, as weird as this is going to sound, I would love to see New Orleans win the lottery. Cade Cunningham going to New Orleans, playing with Zion. Sign me up for that. New Orleans would be first. You know, Indiana winning the lottery wouldn't be exciting, but they could start to put together like a really, really interesting, deep team in that regard. I don't know if they would line up correctly. So we're going to go New Orleans first in terms of teams that I would want to win the lottery. And then I guess Golden State second. I mean, I'd love to see them get another monster pick. Seeing Golden State miss the playoffs, win the lottery with their own pick, and get the Minnesota pick at 4 would be really interesting, because I have a sneaky suspicion they'd be able to package that for something real. Maybe Karl Anthony Towns ends up in Golden State in that regard. What do I do to make all the changes when like lineups are changing and stuff? You just update the projections and see who grades out better and move stuff around. Like, it's not... the first thing that I do is make the change in my model and see how those guys grade out and like their exposures relative to the same rating. So like, you know, say I move somebody around and then I see like somebody comes out graded the same as Clint Capella. Well, I'm going to see however much Clint Capella or how much of a exposure cap I had for Clint Capella, and that's just how I'm going to set that guy. But it's all handled through Fantasy Cruncher, so it's not something I pay attention to all that much. Is there anything you could tell me from my one lineup situation that I do every night? Play the best players you can. Yeah, Brad, I think you're over projecting Ayton's minutes there. I mean, 27, 30, 25, 32. Got the 41 here in the overtime game, so we'll call it 36. I mean, he's really only playing 31, 32 minutes a game, so you got to knock those minutes down. We positive Giannis is playing tonight? No, absolutely not. Do I ever play regular fantasy? I haven't in forever. I mean, that's how I grew up playing like season-long baseball, season-long football, even season-long basketball. I haven't played a season-long league in probably 5 or 6 years. I don't enjoy it. Yes, D'Lo did get traded to the Wolves, sort of because of Towns. Why isn't Booker in the DK rankings tonight? He doesn't look like that good of a play, I guess. I don't think Steph wants to miss the playoffs. I mean, I'm sure he doesn't. They should. There's not a lot of value in being the 10th seed and getting waxed because they can't beat anybody. No, I don't play every night, Jerry. Yeah, Theodore, you got to use lineup. You got to use the late swap optimizer in Fantasy Cruncher. Band culture. Yes, we have projected minutes behind the paywall. I don't know who I would look at next after Giannis is. I don't think about the hypotheticals like that. I just make the changes when it happens. Would I ever listen to metal music in the background? Sure. I don't know. I don't hear anything that you guys like. If you guys hear music, I mean, like I try to put it on just because silence sucks. I just want something light, but I don't hear it. I'm not listening to anything. If Schroeder is out, is Caruso a lock? Maybe. Probably pretty close. Certainly going to pick up a bunch of minutes. What's the reasoning on not playing every night? Yeah, just I've got a life. It's tiring. Even just playing, like, I do 40 hours worth of content in a given week. That doesn't count having to be around from 7 o'clock to 10 o'clock every night, too. It's just a grind. Chris, I don't know anything about either one of those guys. I don't follow football at all. I don't even know where Mac Wilson went to college. I have no idea. Sleepy Joe, I'm not sure what you mean by edit lineups. So the answer is either Excel or Fantasy Cruncher. Yeah, Tooch, the mind does need a break, man. It's just, yeah, like tonight, going out to dinner. Just not going to be around to make slate swaps, and I'm not going to put myself in a position where I'm playing a slate and I can't actually fix it. Oh, I let life decide. Like, I'm playing as long as I don't have anything else to do. I'm rarely like waking up and saying I'm not playing today. How did I get so unlucky to be a Liverpool fan? I felt unlucky yesterday, man. That was not an enjoyable experience for me. We were a half second away, or a half inch away from being up 1-0 in 90 seconds, and that changes the entire tenor of that match yesterday. It's a bummer. Top 2 point guards tonight. Could they be the highest scorers on the slate? Yes. I mean, one of them would be Steph Curry. He could obviously be the top scorer on the slate. Trae Young could very clearly be the top scorer on the slate. De'Aaron Fox could be the top scorer on the slate. Am I buying cryptocurrency? Yes. That is not something new for me, though. What kind of dog do I have? I have a white boxer and a black pug. I could probably pull up a picture. Let's see. Let me look and see what we got here. Nope. Maybe I can't. Stupid not having a Mac is dumb. Favorite video game? FIFA. I assume you mean fantasy, cruncher, band culture. Classic randomness is fine. It's just it's a different output is all. Pug Fox Terrier. That's fun. Alrighty, guys. I think we're gonna wrap it up there. We're at 7:30. We did the full hour. I appreciate you guys being here. Bitcoin for sure, but not XRP. More Ethereum. Boom Bust already up that. Alex Baker is the best in the business, man. That's why you get that stuff early. Guys, thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. It's great to see everybody get here on the morning. Even 135 people at between 6:30 and 7:30 in the morning on a 4-game NBA slate. You really cannot beat it. I love it. I love having you guys here. We're going to pack it in. I think that we have a 10-gamer tomorrow. Let me look. Tomorrow's slate is 11. No, 10. Pacers Jazz is early. So 10-gamer tomorrow. Be here. Let's enjoy ourselves. Good luck tonight, everybody. Again, reminder, I won't be playing this slate, so I will see you guys again tomorrow morning. Really, good luck tonight. Thank you guys for being here. Rise and grind, everybody.